Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the chapel slides for week 1 of a new series for Friday Chapel. This video assumes that you went through the steps in the previous video to get all the media and everything downloaded. Alright, so the very first thing you want to do is over here on the left hand side in your libraries, you're going to go to Lighthouse School. It's going to pull up all of the different presentations saved for that. Feel free to delete anything that you don't think will be needed. For example, this here is from November of 2023. These first two are. You can see the year and the month. Won't be using those since we are well into December, and so we're just going to go ahead and delete those. And then just scroll down here. You're going to see something I made called Chapel Template. Go ahead and right click on it and go down to duplicate, and Chapel Template 1 you're going to drag to the playlist that you are currently working on, which will be January. So we just drop that into that bucket there. Click, drag it to the top. Now this has the basic order that they go through for Friday Chapel. Each slide labeled. The macros are already in place. So this is the countdown macro, this is the speaker macro, so on and so forth. So everything is more and less in place. There might be some changes that need to be made. Sometimes they add a song at the end. Sometimes they only do one song here instead of 2 songs. Just different things like that. But this will get you in the ballpark. And so from here, it is just a matter of filling in the information. All right, so to find the countdown videos, you go over here to the bottom left in our media bucket, and you're going to go to Lighthouse School, open that up, and click on Countdown. The one that they have been using is this first one here with the roller coaster, and so you just click and drag that. Now you'll notice it says countdown on top, so when we're all finished we're going to need to delete all of these labels, but for now we can leave them. And then you're like, well, what do we do with the rest of these? The countdown was pretty easy to find, but what about the rest of the media? Well, the rest of the media that you kind of import into ProPresenter, if you don't put it specifically into a smart folder that we have set up over here, then it's going to end up in like the default place that ProPresenter stores everything, which is found here in Documents, ProPresenter, Media, and then Assets. And then this is everything that we import in. It's a lot of it's like one-time things. It would be a lot of work to separate it out into these folders. Sometimes like the sermon series, if it has a picture in the sermon that's uploaded, it ends up here. Just anything we upload that way, it kind of makes its way into here. And so what I have done to make it a little bit easier for you to locate and for you to be able to set this up is over here in our media bucket in ProPresenter. If you go to temporary, you will see one labeled Assets, and that is linked to that folder. So everything in that folder is here, and it makes it a little bit easier to see. And if you are checking in this and there's just a whole lot of stuff and it's old stuff and things that we don't use and won't use anymore, then you'll want to refer to the upkeep video I made and how to delete that. But it's essentially just going through that folder and deleting things that you no longer need. All right, and so what media do we need for January? Well, let's see what is in there. So it looks like this. Okay, so we are going to find these and drop them in the appropriate places. So the title logo screen, that is that, and you just click, drag. Song 1 we'll leave blank for now. Again, title logo, click, drag. You're just going to click it, drag it to all the places where it says title logo. Now they will also provide a script for you, so that way you can look through the script and kind of see where you might need some of this stuff. I've placed this all throughout because there's different transitions and breaks, and so this is usually about the time we want to throw that up. So like right after the countdown, it goes to the logo. Right after this countdown, it goes to the logo. And so right after the song, it goes to the logo. You get the point. All right, song 1. So we just go to song 1. That's the opening song. Very often it ends up being the Hands in the Air song, but that's found over here. So you're going to go into your media bucket, go to Lighthouse School, open that up, go to songs, and all the songs that we've ever used are kind of saved right here. And so if it's not Hands in the Air, it will be one of these other ones, or they'll have uploaded a new one. But as a good placeholder, we just put Hands in the Air. The short countdown video, that's like the 10-9-8 video. We can go here to countdown, see if it's there. Yep, right here. And just drag it right into there. The bottom line, that is going to be the blank slide, and we create our own bottom line, and I'll show you what to do for that as well. So you go back over here to temporary, and then you go to assets, and you just scroll down, and you're looking for one that looks like the logo and it looks like all of that, except for it's blank. So that can allow us to add our own text to it. So bottom line gets that, and you just, same with the game or activity time, like you can change that title accordingly depending on what the activity is for that particular Sunday, or Friday rather, and I'll show you more about that later. And so you just fill in all those. Bible verse slide, well, we got that right here, and so you just throw that in there. Song 3 and 2, we're not sure what song 2 is going to be, but if you look into the prepackaged stuff from Orange, you click through the weeks on here, you will see that is this song here, Dance Moves, Important Things. And every now and again they do change that, so if it changes, it changes, and they'll let you know, and you can adjust it accordingly. So you just go over here to Lighthouse School, you go to songs, and we found it right here, and you just click and drag. So song 3, like I said, we'll leave blank. Now the Ollie one, that's going to be the lesson for the week. Now that's easy to find, but I'm going to show you here in the prepackaged stuff, the slides that they send over. You'll notice 1, 2, 3 Ollie videos. Those are each segment. We don't use that. We use the one that has all of it in just one long video. And so to find that, again, you go over here to Lighthouse School. You go to lesson videos. This assumes that you walked through the steps in the previous video and you got everything uploaded. And you just drag that right up here. All right, and so you kind of take a look. Everything's looking good. We're leaving song 3 blank. We're going to delete all these words here in a second. But what we do want to do is we want to create these slides here, the correct bottom line, and just kind of clean them up, make them look better. They're kind of formatted from the last series, so we're going to change the styling a little bit on it. But we want to find out, we need to retrieve what the bottom line is, and I will show you how to do that. You go here again to temporary, go to assets, scroll down or scroll to find where that media ends up, and then you're going to find a slide that has both the Bible verse and the bottom line on it. Bottom line will also be listed in the script if you have that ahead of time, but if you don't and you're setting this up in advance, you can find it on the slide here. Change it to main output to make it look better. And so the bottom line, it says Jesus teaches me important things, and so that's what we want to do. Go up here to edit, and while you're here, you can just click on the text box, hit delete, go to the next slide. All right, so it was Jesus teaches me important things, right? That's what it was. Let's go double check. Jesus teaches me important things. All right, back to edit. Now, this is Christmassy. We can change that, and so you click on your text box. You can change the size here. You can bold or unbold it. You can change the color of the font. White is probably pretty good with that. Actually, let's see. Everything's kind of blue, so let's make this maybe a darker blue color. And then we would definitely want to change the outline to a white, and probably just get rid of the shadow, or you can make it like a black shadow. You know, whatever is going to make it nice and clean and readable for the kids. And we can kind of just, you know, maybe position it like that. We can shrink it even further. If you want, you can change the scaling to text up or down, so that way the text size is changed and adjusted accordingly. And there we go, and that looks pretty good. And we've got the screen on in here, and we can look up and we can see that it's readable and everything's looking good. And you just now what you can do on this one is click on it, make it where you have the handles, and just Command C on your keyboard to copy it. Go through, we're just going to delete all these text boxes with the labels. Game time, we're going to come back to those, but bottom line, so you just delete that and then Command V on your keyboard to paste it. Alright, so we've deleted a lot of the labels that I had there. And now we're going to clean this up here too. So all the lights and stuff turned purple, so it might not be a bad idea to keep the purple on there. But if we want to maybe go here back to scaling and text up and down and kind of change that so that it fits in the little box here like we did with the bottom line. And so you're just gonna, like each series, you'll play with it, see what looks best, see what matches. All right, and that looks pretty good. Just bottom line, game slide, do the same thing. Probably we can make that match the blue of the other one. You can even take this eyedropper and match that blue. There we go. And then that's not bad here. We can make that white, and we made that black on the last one. I usually don't use the scaling option, but it seems like a good thing on this one, since we're making it, trying our best to make it fit within that. There's more than one game slide, so you could just click on the text box, make sure it has the little, handles, the little squares here. That lets you know that box is selected. Command C on your keyboard, and then just go back up to the other one, delete, Command V to paste it. All right, now let's click out of here. And so you're just going to click through and make sure that the labels that I had previously are not there. And it looks like everything's cleared. So the few slides that I need to kind of communicate some more about is on the game side. So sometimes there'll be games that having background music playing would be a good idea, and sometimes there's games that or activities that shouldn't have any background music. And so we have this first slide here that does not have music, and you can tell because it does not have a music note on the top. This one does. And then this one here has music. And I like to pick the song that they're learning for the series or whatever, and kind of put that music on there. But any music will do. And then the following slide has a music clear action. You can see that, the music note with the X on it, and that just tells the music to stop. If for some reason you test it out and it's not working, we'll just right click on the slide, go to media action behavior, make sure it's set to background, and then that should make it work. All right, the next one is the prayer time slide. It also has music, as can be seen right here, the little music notes. But there is something strange going on here, and this is why it's always good to double check. There's two macros connected to it, so let's right click on it, edit action, and it's got the speaker and the prayer. We want to remove the speaker one. Now that's got that cleared. And this one here should have a clear audio command. So now music plays, and this one clears it out. Like I said, sometimes they have a closing song, but then they usually go into Super Kid. These here are pretty much set to automate, and so it's got the Superman theme song that plays, and then this here is the go to next timer, and so it's going to play it, and then automatically in 11 seconds it will switch to this, and so which there will be no music and all the lights go back to normal. This one here is like spotlights searching around for the kid, and then this one goes to normal. And then the next two slides for the Super Kid are when the Super Kid is found, and so this one has the lights set up so that there's a spotlight in the middle of the stage, and again it's got the go to next timer, and so that when the Superman theme song is done, it automatically switches ahead and it turns the lights back to normal. So that's how that works. Same with the awesome sauce. That's why there's 4 of them. So it's not extras. They're all just doing different things. And so this one will play the song and have the flashing lights for 12 seconds, and it'll go back to normal. And that will do that automatically. The music will stop, the lights go back to normal, and then once the teacher or the leader is up on the stage, they can stand in the spotlight, and this will put a spotlight on them, and then in 12 seconds it progresses forward and the music stops. And then of course the last slide is for just exiting. There are some things you can do and you can check. So sometimes these songs have long lead-in times or long exit times, so you click on it, and that one's not too terribly bad, but there's sometimes where it's 2 or 3 seconds of just black, and then same thing at the end where it's another 2 or 3 seconds of black. You can actually correct that by right clicking on it, going into inspector, and you can just drag these playheads forward just a little bit, and I drag it right to before they're visible, and then it just goes right into the song, and there's no black at the beginning or end. Seeing the same as, and see it has all that. And so that shaves a couple seconds off of it, but it cuts down at the just awkward silences or waiting around. And so you adjust that, it saves automatically, and you just close it out. Now when you click on it, it starts as soon as you click. You can, same thing with the Ollie video. If you go into inspector, sometimes it's got a long, so I just drag it forward a little bit. The end is usually the worst as far as unnecessary black space. So you can do that with any video. I like to play around with this 10-second timer because there's a lag at the beginning. And so they call for a timer, but you click on it and nothing happens for a second, and it just makes a weird, awkward thing. And so again, you can just right click on it, go into inspector, and just drag where you want it to start. And it's a little bit trial and error. See, that's not too bad. Another thing you might want to do is, instead of having it say Chapel Template 1, is rename it so that way you know more clearly what it is, and that you can delete it later on, more importantly. So when it's, you know, February and you see that there's a something from January hanging out that you're not going to need anymore, you can delete it. So you just go back up here to your library, go to Lighthouse, scroll down, find it, right click on it, rename, and you just, however you want to name it, Lighthouse Chapel Gen Week 1. And then, so that way there's not confusion in having 2 week ones. You could delete this one. I did just notice we want to preserve these 3 pictures. They don't normally use them, but just in case. So you're going to select them, copy, go up here, and just paste them in. And then you can delete that one. All right, so that is how you get the slides set up. We did not discuss like the lighting or anything on this video. I will make another video that shows you how to do that.